Hi guys, this is Vincent Njao from Vince Fitness team. We have a new show, we call it the Vince Fitness Podcast, and our aim is to educate, inform, and entertain our clients. This podcast is client-centric. Our aim is to empower and help the clients because we believe there is a huge gap between clients, fitness, and trainers. So we want to clarify for you to know what you need and what you don't need. Basically, is breaking down your goals and making it easier for you as you pursue fitness and health. Welcome to the Vince Fitness Podcast, and today's podcast we are talking about training programs. This is just to give you an idea if you're joining a gym or a beginner or an intermediate. Depending with what you want and your body type, we want to discuss different types of programs that can work for you. You don't have to do a certain program because that's what your personal trainer wants. You need to work with what you want and what works for you. So today's program, basically, we are discussing different types of programs that can help you. In studio, our guest today is Miles Miller. He's a YouTuber. He's a certified personal trainer. I'll allow him to introduce himself. He's a great person. Miller, welcome to the Vince Fitness Podcast.
Thank you. As you have heard, my name is Miles Miller. I'm a fitness enthusiast and a personal trainer, or rather a fitness coach. And this is my passion, so I enjoy doing what I'm doing. And once again, thank you for having me.
As we proceed, Miles, major issue with people is that people never follow programs.
Yeah.
And that is it's a huge disadvantage because if you don't have a plan, you cannot build a house.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to have a plan before you build a house. You have goals, but you don't have a plan. So what do you suggest?
So first, what I've come to realize in this years of coaching that I've been engaging myself with clients and all that, what I've realized is that for as much as people think they know what they want, they actually don't know what they want.
Very true.
So what they should do, first when you step in the gym as a newbie, you should always ask yourself, what do I want? Okay? Because you'll find people, a person is maybe a footballer or an athlete, doing basketball and all
Basketballer,
that.
tennis player.
Yeah, but he's training like a bodybuilder. See,
which is a huge mistake.
For sure, it's a huge mistake.
Yeah.
There's a way you should train, like for performance or in accordance to your goal. Okay? If you're maybe the typical one, you want to lose weight, you should always ask yourself, whatever I'm doing, is it in accordance to my goals that I want to achieve? Okay? So first it comes in with a plan. Well, how have you set your goals? And for how long do you want to achieve these
goals? Yeah.
You know, some questions you should be asking yourself first things when you have stepped in the gym. And the best thing to do is to have a program that is based on your needs. Okay? So me, I can say, get a good workout program. There's no bad workout program. It depends on your goal.
True.
Then from there, work towards your goal. So the program will help you it will be like a compass to direct you towards whatever you want to achieve. So
it's
it will
catalyst.
always, it's like a form of accountability. Okay? So the thing that people are doing that is wrong is doing intuitive training, like they're guessing. Just going to the gym because they want to break sweat, they want to feel sore, they want to just...
Actually, that's one of the biggest mistakes. Just because you're sweating, you think you're doing the right thing.
Which is very wrong.
You might be on the wrong direction,
I can be jumping up and down and I'll still break a sweat.
Yeah.
But will it help me to achieve whatever goal I want to achieve? Or if your goal is to break sweat, then you're doing the right thing. But you'll always ask yourself that critical question. So I think having a workout program it's just like, let's say, you're trying to know how much you normally spend in a month. You cannot just estimate and say, I always spend 30K in a month. You see, there's a day you'll be on a deficit or be on a surplus on how much you're spending. You see, so it's always good
to break it down.
Every day you take a pen and a paper, you write down every coin that you're withdrawing from your pocket, so that at the end of those 4 weeks or 30 days you'll have an accountability of how much you've been spending. Okay,
True.
so it's the same thing.
So we have before we proceed, we have a group of people who have they cannot access a gym. Some of them are extra busy at work. Maybe the only free time they have, they get to work out at home, right? Either in the morning or in the evening. Then after that, I don't think. Then there's a group that they cannot afford to go to the gym.
That's a very good question.
There are those who can afford, but they have no time. There are those who cannot afford a gym, so they prefer working out from home. We still insist they should have a program.
So the thing here is people are having this, I think it's either misinformation or rather they get it all wrong on how a training should be like. A training doesn't mean like it should extend up to 2 hours in order for you to feel like you have trained. You can train for even 30 minutes
and it's effective,
and it's very effective, as opposed to chilling in your couch and waiting for that time you'll get time for you to access a gym. So you can, you see right now in this era, you have internet and you have YouTube. They have so many workouts on YouTube.
True.
So you don't have to have fancy equipment in order for you to see results. You just have to have basic equipment, like even a pair of dumbbell and a mat. Still good to go.
True.
You can do body weight. That's why you have calisthenics.
Yeah.
Have you seen those people who are doing calisthenics? They have
ripped
nice
the bone.
physique.
Yeah.
They have better physiques even as compared to those people who normally go to
the gym,
commercial gyms.
Yeah.
Why? Because of the mindset. So if you fix your mindset and just fall in love with the environment that you have, even if it's just 2 pounds of dumbbells or whichever weight that you have, even if you're doing push-ups, your goal is to maybe improve on whatever thing you have started. If you've started with doing 5 push-ups, don't get discouraged. Progressively increase to 2, like that. And with time, you'll be 10 times ahead more than that person who was just chilling at home.
True.
So it's all about fixing your mindset, falling in love with the environment,
the willpower,
and avoid any unnecessary excuse that may come across that I don't have time. I can't access a gym. You know, those unnecessary excuses.
Also, it depends with how bad do you want it. Because I think if you're at home and you don't have weights should not be an excuse.
It shouldn't.
You can decide to work out 3 times a week, doing push-ups, dips, squats without weight, pull-ups.
Get a challenge. You know those challenges?
Yeah.
Like you can say 30-day challenge, you know, just to see if you can beat that consistency. You can say today, I want to do 50 push-ups every day. That
at
path
least
that
to start
taking,
from somewhere.
It will lead you to places where I've never thought of. You know, you'll even have one day a testimony to say, this is how I started. And furthermore, like you normally post on Instagrams on
daily basis,
basics workout you can do from home or from whichever space that you have. So me, I always feel like it's all about excuses that makes people not to get to where they want to. It's not that they cannot start.
Everyone can.
Everyone can, as long as you
unless you have a condition. If you don't
if you have a condition, what sort of condition? Unless you don't have limbs.
Totally, yeah. And if you cannot do maybe a push-up you can start by walking.
Exactly.
Right?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Start with what you can. Then,
what you can do.
Progressively you'll do something, right?
Yeah.
So don't limit yourself. So today we are going to discuss 5 effective programs you can do. We've addressed for guys who are at home, if you cannot access a gym. If you can access a gym, we'll give you 5 programs that you should try out. But number 1, would like you to understand what you want first, because there's different kind of programs. You can decide to do powerlifting, gymnastics or calisthenics. You can decide to do CrossFit. You can decide to do bodybuilding, and you can decide to do weightlifting, right? So number 1, what's your top number 1 effective program? What will you choose?
First, I cannot say, like I said it earlier, there's no good or
bad program. Very true. Yeah,
it's your mindset, right?
It's your mindset.
But this is what I can say. For the most people who can afford to go to the gym at least 2 to 3 times in a week, your program should be full body.
Very true.
Because you cannot do single muscles or single splits. Why? Because what if next week you are unable to come to the gym?
You're not available, you're traveling.
So again, you'll start, maybe you did chest today, and then you said, maybe tomorrow I'll do shoulders. The way people normally do, the broad split. So the best split, okay, I don't know if I should call it best, but my preference is do a full body in order for you
when you're available.
Yeah, when you're available.
Very true. Yeah.
Try to do full body instead of single parts.
Very true.
Saying I don't only do biceps, I only do chest. That will just limit yourself from moving a step forward. And also try to make time.
Yeah.
Try to make time. Don't treat your workouts casually. Because you're doing it for yourself. You're not doing it because you want to do it. You're doing it because you have to do it.
Yes.
You understand?
You're not trying to impress anyone.
You're not trying to impress anyone.
It's for you.
It's for your own benefit. Because, people only get serious when the doctor have told them you should start going to the gym. So they are doing it for the doctor. And if you do that, if you're doing it because the doctor has told you to start training, you'll not enjoy your sessions because you'll try to battle with something.
True.
But if you just do it and make it a lifestyle, you'll find out that you'll always create time for that. For yourself in terms of exercising or just fitness in general. So I can say if you don't have time, try to at least get 2 days in your week. In a week.
Where you can do full body workout.
Full body workout.
An example of full body workout, let's say a client is available Tuesday and Thursday only, or Monday and Thursday. So basically full body, you'll choose.
I'll urge that person to focus on compound lifts.
Okay.
So that you can attack like at least
compound lifts. You mean
compound lift? I mean like any sort of barbell
engage
movement.
More than
it can engage
2 joints,
multiple
or 2 muscles,
movements, or rather let's say barbell. When you're doing barbell, in most cases you're doing multiple movement, multiple joint movement. So you can do something like deadlifts. There's those basic movements that you'll lack in your program. You can do squats, you can do farmers carries. Try to find a functional movement that will compensate the whole body of your anatomy. That's
a good idea. So remember, if you cannot do a squat, there's an alternative of a squat. You can do a hip thrust. You can do a lunge. Maybe
it's not a must.
If you cannot do a lunge, find an alternative. If you have step ups.
I always advise people to do that which they love. Find that exercise that you love the most. If you don't love squats, no must you do squats. You can do lunges. True. You can do other variation. If you don't love deadlifts, you can always find an alternative for that.
True.
And in case you don't have the equipment, as I've said earlier, you can always do bodyweight movements.
True.
The point here is to go harder than last time. If you did 50 push-ups today, tomorrow say I'll try to do 55. The intensity won't be the same because you know how we build muscles. It's through mechanical tension, it's through volume, and it's through intensity.
True.
And it doesn't matter whether you are using a barbell or a body weight. Intensity is intensity. Okay? Because it will still respond to that muscles. It's just the machine just came to make work easier. But now we are trying to hide behind you don't want to hide behind the excuses. Just trying to find that consistency should be okay, not perfection even. It's just consistency and progressive overload.
Number one, we've agreed it's a full body training, even twice or thrice a week.
If it will be even better if you do it twice a week.
Now, number 2, what will you prefer? What will you recommend? Sorry.
I recommend what can I say? In terms of just
a program, we've seen one of the best or effective programs. It's that it's a full body training. It works better for people who are extremely busy. So in case you are available to train 3 or 4 days a week, personally, I'd recommend if you're training 3 days a week, you can do. You can also do full body, but for instance, on Monday you can decide to do legs and shoulders. Then
you're talking about push-pull legs.
Push-pull,
that's split.
Split. So in case you're available 4 to 3 days a week, I think that's when you can do a split. But if you're not, if your time is really limited, that's when you can proceed to doing a a full body training,
yeah.
either Monday or Thursday. Then the other days until next week.
And also I can advise people to go with that works for you. You know, there are those people who will do full body split and they won't see changes.
Yeah.
You know, there are people who will do push pull split, like today you do legs, tomorrow you do back or pull, back and biceps. Next day you do push chest, shoulders, and say triceps. For them to see changes. So I can advise, try to do many programs as possible until you get that which works with you. So don't just be switching programs all the day. Give it time.
Yeah.
Because people always,
actually
also
a
lack
good
patience.
Program, we say from 6, 8 to 12 weeks.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
a good program.
Yeah. Not
Basically,
1 month.
I usually work with 8 weeks and it works.
Yeah.
8 weeks. At least before, after, always almost around 8 weeks, you will see results.
Yeah, that's true. So me, what I can urge these people to do is, first, don't rely on just one program. Try other programs so that you can see. Maybe if you try and...
So the first program, we've agreed, it's a full body training.
Yeah.
The second, we want at least to give them variety.
Oh, variety
of programs.
We have push-pull legs.
We have push-pull legs.
Yeah.
That's second.
Yes.
That's number 2.
Yes.
Push-pull basically meaning you can do chest press, squats, or you can...
Let's say any push muscle.
Pull-ups, push-ups. That's what we mean by push-pull. Third one?
Third one is posterior anterior.
Posterior anterior, explain.
Yeah, you can say posterior. Today I'll only focus on my posterior muscles. My posterior muscles are the back muscles. I say today, maybe if you have time, you'll say twice in a, say four times split. Say today I'll do posterior, tomorrow anterior. Skip maybe Wednesday, again Thursday, posterior, Friday, anterior. Whichever way, you can even, as long as it sorts your, as long as it doesn't interfere with your week, it doesn't matter. So posterior means you're tackling your posterior muscle, which are the back muscles. So we'll say today I'll only focus on that. The next day I'll only focus on the anterior muscles. The anterior muscles, you know, chest, arms, quads, you know, core, like that. Another split we have is single splits.
Yeah.
You can say today I'll do biceps. In other words, you know, we'll call it bro split.
Yeah.
The typical one.
The typical.
Most gym goers, they started with that.
That's
one.
what they prefer.
Yeah, but it's not a bad any program. That's why I'm saying there's no bad program or a split. Depends on what you want and what works for you.
Yeah.
Another one maybe I can say is I think those are the basics.
I'll advise also guys to venture into Olympic weightlifting. I find Oli lifts, I find they activate more muscle fibers and they're usually very effective.
Okay.
We have you can clean and jerk, snatch, then you can break them down to the squat snatch, power snatch.
Yeah. I've done that before.
Yeah.
Actually, you were my coach.
Yeah,
you were doing that,
I remember. So this I found out to be very effective.
Yeah,
you can
true.
choose
for performance.
Yeah, for performance. So you can choose like 6 weeks to practice. What you need to understand about either CrossFit or Olympic weightlifting, you need to sacrifice a lot of time learning the basics, because once you master the basics, you're good to go. Actually, in CrossFit, they say it's mechanics, consistency, then intensity. Mechanics, you practice with a PVC until you get the movement right. If you get it right, then proceed to the barbell. If you get it right, then you can add weight on the barbell, then bring on consistency, then eventually you can do it for time.
Yeah, that's true.
Like a workout, you can add intensity. You understand?
Yeah, I do understand. So actually, intensity
is good, right?
Density, yeah.
So if you don't feel like you want to do that kind of bro split or posterior anterior push pull,
upper body
lower body, you can choose such a training program and still very effective.
Yeah.
All you'll want to have is a barbell and it will get you going.
Call it functional fitness.
Functional fitness, actually. So that's the fourth one. The last one, I'd say it's what we said earlier, what you can do at home. One of the most effective bodyweight training, the pull-ups, the push-ups,
they are very effective.
They're very effective.
Yeah, people are so myopic.
Just for 3 months.
Until you try them out.
Just for 2 months, you will see...
you'll see drastic
changes.
Have you seen Alvin Lee, how he started?
Yeah,
Alvin started with calisthenics. And
it's a good foundation.
Very, yeah.
I'll recommend, by the way, master your own body weight before you master the weights. I'd recommend any beginner or starter or you're joining gym. It's good to lift weights, but it's more enjoyable to lift weights when you know how to move and at least you have some strength
of carrying your own self,
carrying your own body weight.
Yeah.
So master your own body weight, be able to do push-ups, squats, pull-ups, and any other body weight workout comfortably before even you can touch the weights.
And you know
that way
I told you about YouTube. We have like the way you can progress from one stage to the next.
Yeah, to the next one.
Somebody might say, I cannot do a pull-up. But there's a way a beginner can do a pull-up the beginner way.
True.
Maybe inverted rows.
Yeah.
As in, there are so many ways of...
they are breaking it down. If you cannot do a pull-ups,
there's
do
a way
this.
of breaking it down. Push-ups. If you can't do push-up, because these are some of the excuses people will come up with.
True. You can do kneeling push-ups.
You can do on your knees.
You can do
incline push-ups.
Hand release. You can do wall push-ups.
You can do
so
wall
many
push-ups.
variations you can do. So I'll recommend, first of all, you master your own body weight before you even master the weights. Then that way you'll enjoy the fitness process. You'll enjoy the process more.
Yeah.
Because first of all, you can manage yourself easily.
Yeah.
As opposed to managing a dumbbell or a barbell.
For sure. And above all, you should be patient.
Yeah, be patient.
Yeah.
So I had questions. Some of my clients were asking, what program should one choose? This one is basically, to choose a program depends with you.
Yeah, it depends.
Is it performance you want?
Yeah.
Is it physique?
Yes.
Is it aesthetics? What are you looking for?
You know, all of this is under performance.
It's under performance.
Because are you looking for strength?
Yeah, strength.
There's a way you should train for strength.
You train for strength.
Are you looking for nice physique? We call it hypertrophy. There's a way you should train for that.
Yeah.
Are you looking for endurance? Are you looking for flexibility, mobility, and all that? It's all under performance,
Yeah.
So always, the way I said, know what you want. So when you're programming yourself, you'll know I'm programming myself because I want to improve on my strength. So do whatever you're doing, make sure it reflects on that goal that you want to attain. And all I can say also is, when you're training for strength, your program should have something like barbell, because if you want to gauge on how strong you are, you'll not pick dumbbells.
Yeah.
You'll pick barbell because it's easier to control and it's easier to tell how much you have progressed from where you started. So you must have some certain movements in your program, like multiple movement, like deadlift, the way I said, squats.
Yeah.
Why those are some of the keys or cues that will tell you whether you're progressing in terms of strength or whether you're pulling back in terms of strength. So you should always ask yourself what you want. So if it's strength, there's a way you should tackle your program. If it's hypertrophy or endurance,
what will you recommend for strength? For strength
program, in terms of program, I prefer 3 times split or 2 to 3. You know why? Because of recovery.
Okay.
First, when you're doing strength, most of the programs, if you look for strength, you are progressing every week. Every week you're going harder than last week.
You're adding weight every week.
That's why we have something like
progressive
1 rep mark.
Progressive overload.
Yeah, you must know your 100% so that to work towards 100. So at the end of that program, your aim is to, if your max was say 200 kg on squat, your aim is to feel that 200 like it's baby weight, or to go to 205. Like your aim after that program is to make sure you have grown stronger than how you started. So when you're programming, your split should be 3 times, because you're not just recovering your muscles, but also the central nervous system.
Yeah.
So it's always good to do on every other day. Say you're doing Monday, Wednesday and Friday. So these days in between are for you to
Rest.
to totally rest or actively rest. You know what I mean? Like you can say, today I'm not training, I'll go for a walk, I'll go for cycling, whatever that works for you, swimming. So I can say, for those people who are looking for strength, try 3-day split, and it should be compound lifts if it's possible.
Deadlift, squats, bench
squats.
press.
If you don't love deadlift, you have trap but deadlift. We always have alternatives.
Variations,
And or you can still do full body split. But now what will guide you are how sore are you. If you feel like you're very sore, you'll know that maybe I need to take a break today, or rather I have to reduce the intensity in order for me to recover, because people think they grow when they are sore.
Okay.
You don't grow when you're sore. You grow when you're recovering. So that recovery it's a very essential.
You need to rest more.
It's a very essential thing when you want to grow in terms of strength. Because I've done it before, and I've had it from my fellow gym mates. So I know how it feels if you don't take your recovery seriously.
So that's strength. What if you are training for performance?
I still performance.
Performance and like kind of functional fitness kind of workout. This is, you're looking for like more endurance.
Okay, you're talking about now endurance.
So if you're training for such a thing, strength is you mentioned compound workouts.
And also there's one thing I haven't mentioned. There are things that you should guide you when you're doing strength. We normally have rep range, sets, and volume. So when you're doing repetition, your reps should range anywhere between 1 to 5 or 6.
That is strength.
That is strength.
Okay.
That is now the typical
1 rep
strength.
to around 6 reps.
Yes. When you're doing that, your body will be like, this guy is training for strength. Okay. Another thing I haven't pointed out, when you're training for strength, don't go all out. Because you're using a program. You can't be maxing out every day. You'll get an injury.
Follow a program.
So that is the beauty of having a program. It will tell you on how much you should add on your weight. That's why it's good to know your 1 rep mark.
True.
So another
and the good thing about it, you're working with percentages. If this week you're working with 60%,
yes, good.
Next week is 65 or 70.
Yes,
depends with the program. So that's the good thing about it.
That's the good thing of having a program. What else I haven't pointed out is now you should be incorporate a lot of mobilization or mobility work, because when you're training for strength, your muscles tend to be so rigid, and hence that's when people encounter injuries
because of fatigue.
They neglect mobility, and now when you grow stronger, your flexibility tends to reduce. So if you ignore flexibility in your workout, you're inviting injuries.
True.
Okay. So I can advise, those are some of the things you should be very keen on when you're programming yourself. So know how much weight you'll be starting with, rep range, and mobility, frequency, in terms of how many times you're going to the gym, and now recovery. Yes.
So let's go back to performance. When you want to train for performance, we are talking about maybe you're a swimmer, you're a tennis player, you're a basketballer. So you want to improve your performance on the pitch.
Yes.
So when you come to the gym, let's start maybe like a basketballer. Basketballer, what I'll recommend, they don't need to do heavy squats. What they need to work on is maybe box squats is good for them. Box squat, I think, they want to improve their performance only.
That's true. What I know about athletes, in terms of sports athletes, people who are doing football, what you have mentioned,
football, rugby,
they should focus more on strength, agility. It's very important, flexibility, and the components of fitness. So when you're going to the gym, you don't train like a bodybuilder.
Correct.
So your program should look like,
or a weightlifter.
You can't do that. Your program should be based on performance on the
pitch,
or court.
Court, yeah.
So you should look at how mobile are you, how flexible are you, the agility,
the kind of movements you come across.
Stamina, your stamina, is it on check? You should be also doing conditioning. Conditioning should be there. So in short, your program will be totally different from that one of a bodybuilder. There are things that you should incorporate. Compound lifts, they are very important. Olympic lifts, they are very important. And now some agility and their back plyometric exercises, footwork. So those are the things that should be keen on whenever you're programming
training for performance,
for that course that
specific
for.
What about fat loss
program for fat loss?
A good program for fat loss, because most people have the attitude that if I want to lose weight or lose fat, I'm supposed to do cardio.
First,
so there's a
let me correct you. There's no such a program like for fat loss. That's
correct.
A gimmick.
Correct.
If there's somebody somewhere there selling you this gimmick,
but it's for fat loss,
that's a scumbag.
Correct.
Buy this program. In the next 12 weeks, you look like this and this. That's you see, the program that you use to build muscles is the same program that you can use to lose weight. So the difference will be on your plate. How are you eating? The portions. That is a very, very important thing, because people tend to think everything is happening in the gym. So if I'm not losing weight,
the problem
there's something that I'm doing wrong in the gym. No.
And it's your plate.
My friend, you're not going to the gym to build fat. You're going there to build muscles. So if you are not seeing any results, go back to the kitchen. And I haven't said that there's a certain program for fat loss. True. There's nothing like that.
Correct.
And also, it doesn't mean that you should rely on cardio as a metric of fat loss. That's another mistake people normally make. We normally do cardio to improve on our cardiovascular system and respiratory system. You know? So, when you're doing cardio, a lot of cardio, what you are doing actually, you're doing injustice to your body. Because you're burning a lot of fats at the same time. Because I know cardio burns a lot of calories.
True.
Hands down. But also, you need muscles in order for you to burn fats.
Actually, the more muscle you have, the more fat
you
burn.
You know, I realized this when I was doing CrossFit. I was getting leaner every day. Yet I'm doing just basic movement. And I ask myself, what if I be doing CrossFit on a daily basis? I'll grow skinny one time. Because I had a lot of muscles and I'm doing high intense activity. So it simply means
more muscle, the more
I was getting leaner every day.
The expenditure was high.
More than whatever I was consuming. So even the people who are trying to lose weight, they need to know that calories that you're taking, they matter a lot.
You'll never outdo a bad diet. So first of all, work on your diet.
You should work on your diet.
Because number one, the advantages of lifting weights are many.
They are very
the bone density, high metabolism, and high metabolism, the one he's talking about. Anytime you gain muscle, you tend to be a calorie burning machine.
For sure.
That's the good thing about lifting weights. So bone density, high metabolism, and more muscle. And towards growing old, your bone density is depreciating, right? And
even it's some form of reverse aging.
Correct. So the more you lift weights, the more you are able to maintain this bone density and muscle mass. So never rely on cardio as a way of fat loss. That's
actually normally say.
Always know that control your portions and your plate. It's what you put in your mouth that dictates the muscle or the fat loss.
They say you are what you eat. Some people may oppose me, but I tend to support that because numbers never lie.
Very true.
So
actually, you'll never do a bad diet.
You can never.
You'll never do, because the calories you're putting in,
they'll always reflect.
It's sometimes you're burning. If you're burning 2,500 and you're eating 4,000, you'll never catch up with that.
You'll never. So I can say use use cardio as a way of complementing your workouts, you know. And also another mistake I normally see these people who are trying to lose weight, the big mistake they do, they start with the cardio because they believe it is the ultimum way of fat loss.
It is the foundation.
Hey, my friend, that's a red flag, because me, if I was this person who's trying to lose weight, I will start with weights.
Uh,
I make sure I've done my weight session very well.
You maximize on the muscles.
Yes, I maximize on that strength and that energy that I have once I've stepped in the gym. And then once I'm done with my session of lifting weights, I can now go on the treadmill or whichever cardio machine that you like and do your what? Your cardio for 30 minutes. You don't have to do what, people want quick results. That's why they are going for 45 hours. 45 minutes, 2 hours, 3 hours.
Even 15 minutes is fine.
Yeah. If you know whatever you're doing when you're exercising, try to make sure that it is sustainable. If I do cardio for 20 minutes on every day, I'm able to sustain that for the longest time possible. As opposed to me saying I'll be doing cardio for 2 hours every day. Will you be able to sustain that?
Not manageable.
Even diet, you should always ask yourself.
True.
Will you be able to sustain that if I start saying I'll avoid A, B, and C? Never say I'll avoid. It's either you reduce or substitute.
Correct.
But not avoiding. Avoiding is not the key. So am I saying you should avoid cardio? No. Just saying
choose a specific time for doing cardio.
Yes.
As opposed to lifting.
And do cardio that you enjoy.
Yeah.
Yes. Nobody should force you to do that which you don't enjoy.
True.
Yes.
So one thing people also need to know is that I have received so many questions about should men and women use the same training program?
Yeah, they can use the same training program. You see, this so-called thing at
training doesn't change, and the training formula or program don't change. It is actually the way you train.
Do you know the people who came to tarnish this fitness? Call them personalities. These influencers. They're the people who are trying to confuse our clients. So. When you are choosing a program, it doesn't matter. Me, I used to train with Michelle. She was doing that which I'm doing. Maybe what will matter the most is volume.
Yeah, volume.
Maybe you can't go heavy on that because you don't need that much. But you can't avoid. You cannot say, since I'm a lady, I'll never do chest press. Since I'm a lady, I'll never do. When you're doing squats, when you're doing shoulders, when you're doing these compound lifts, the muscles assist each other for you to perform that movement. So if you're weak, your shoulders are weak because you don't normally do shoulders. Your chest is weak. You'll find that even maybe your bench is not going, your deadlift is not going up because you're not training other muscles that you think they're not important. Every muscle in your body is important. Your chest is as important as your legs.
Correct.
Your deadlift is as important as your shoulders. So you cannot say, I'll only do squats and deadlift because that's how ladies do it, but I'll never do chest, biceps, shoulders because they believe they look like a man. That's a gimmick.
Then upper body ends up being weak.
Actually,
the best training system is at the end of the program or at the end of the year, you're proportional. And upper body strength, lower body strength, at least be proportional. Sometimes it's difficult to match those figures, but at least upper body should be somewhere. It should not be way back than the lower body.
You shouldn't be having these nice thighs.
Don't neglect certain body parts.
Don't, because you believe you look like a man. I know. That's a scam.
So I hope you've learned about the 5 effective training programs and what you can work on if you're at home and you don't have equipments. Reach out to any one of us in case you need a program. You can reach out to Mila. Where can our listeners find you online?
Miles Miller 254 all over.
Okay. And
that is YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Facebook, I'm not that active. But say Instagram, even Twitter. I'm very active. YouTube, TikTok.
Okay.
And what else?
Yeah, you think
those main social media.
Miles Miller, if what one question you wished I could have asked you, and how would you have answered it? Maybe have I forgotten something about programs?
Training.
Anything about training? Any question you were looking forward me asking you then, but I didn't ask, and how could you have answered it? Effective training. Tell us about it.
Effective training is whereby you're not overtraining, neither are you undertraining. Okay? You're not relying on, sweat, soreness, DOMS and all that in order for you to say that.
Sustainable, goal-oriented.
Yeah. You cannot say that if I haven't accomplished this after my workout, then that workout wasn't effective. You know. So I think that is another topic that it's so broad. We can discuss maybe on our next episode.
Okay.
But I think people will learn a lot when they
learn about effective training.
Effective training. People don't know how to exercise.
How to maximize
on that 1 hour. Because they believe maybe they have to train for 2 hours in order for them to feel like they have trained.
Actually, 1 hour is enough.
1 hour is enough. So it's all under effective training.
Okay.
How many sets will you do per session or per muscle?
Per muscle.
Yeah.
Okay.
How many reps? You know?
Yeah.
How should you rest after a set? That is all under effective training.
Okay. So Miles Miller, any 3 books you'll recommend to our audience?
3 books, yeah.
They don't have to be fitness or anything. Any 3 books that you felt that they can change our audience mindset,
that's a good question.
willpower, and the way they think towards fitness or towards any challenge in life. What will you recommend?
This one known as The Subtle Art of Not Giving a by Mark Mason. That book is
that book has been recommended by a few people.
It's
a good book.
They read that book. It was like Mark was talking to me. I felt like this is me in this chapter. So it's a very good book.
Guys were holding you back from your destiny, and you need to
it's like, how can I put it? You see that title,
describes everything.
It's like the art of not giving a it's like you have to give a you not give a first you have to give a like for you to start this podcast, you have to, like, what will people think about me and all that. But also after you've done it for a couple of sessions and episodes, you'll be like, but I don't give a you see, you have to give a you should not give a And then another book is The Power of Self-Discipline by Brian Tracy.
Okay.
You know that guy?
Yeah.
Brian Tracy.
I
love him. He talks about excuses. Why people normally fall back of their goals or the goals they've set.
It's called The Power
of Self-Discipline.
Self-Discipline.
Yes.
Okay.
By Brian Tracy. That's a very good book.
Okay.
Another book that I read that resembles that is The Atomic Habits. That one also.
Atomic Habits.
You have read it? Yeah, it's also a good book that will challenge you.
Okay.
Especially people normally have excuses.
Any 3 movies or documentaries you'd recommend to our audience?
I'll start with, you want me to start with movies or documentaries?
Any.
So for the movies, this is me now.
Yeah, this is you actually.
This is me. My top 3 movies, I'll say it's Escape from Sobibor. Me, that movie, I can watch it over and over again. I loved it. Have you seen it?
No, I saw a trailer. I've never... Actually, I sat down like 20 minutes. I never finished. I never got to finish.
To me, it's timeless. Another movie that I loved it is Pirates of Caribbean. That one, I loved it. Like, it's my all-time. And last one, this one should be number 1, but it was in no particular order. Titanic. Me, I love Titanic. Yeah. Now, when you say about series, my number 1 is The Last Ship. I don't know if you have watched it.
I watched it.
The Last Ship.
Yeah.
The Last Ship is awesome, man.
Captain Chandler.
Yeah, Captain Chandler. Another one is Prison Break.
Prison
Break is all time.
Michael Scofield.
And the last one I can say is The Blacklist.
The Blacklist.
The Blacklist is awesome.
It's called Raymond Reddington.
Yeah.
Nice.
So with Kinadembe. In terms of documentaries, I can also advise or urge. I love it's called the Race to the Sky. It's for skyscrapers. Extreme Engineering. And what else? And Pablo Escobar. I love that documentary. For Pablo.
The one for Pablo Escobar.
That one for Narcos.
Narcos, yeah?
Those are my all-time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, listeners, thank you so much. And I hope you've learned a thing or two about programs and programming, what to choose, and always consider what works for you and what you really want. Don't always do what other people are doing, but think about yourself first. Is it a physique? Is it performance you want? What do you want? Do you want strength? Do you want power? Then choose what to train for, once you realize or once you decide what you want, then it will be easier for your personal trainer even to guide you. So thank you so much, and see you on the next podcast.
Thank you.
This show was recorded and produced at Represented Studio in Nairobi, Kenya.